So I'd like to bring up one of the issues that my opponent stated, that animal testing should be abolished because it is inhumane towards humans. And I already went over this a little bit, but I'm going to elaborate. So this is a quote from the Animal Welfare Act. And it says that for animal care, treatment, and practices in experimental procedures, it ensures that animal pain and distress are minimized, including adequate veterinary care with the appropriate use of anesthetic, tranquilizing drugs, or euthanasia, that the principal investigator considers alternatives to any procedure likely to produce pain or distress in an experimental animal, in any practice which would cause pain to animals. So there are regulations on this, and researchers and experimenters are supposed to consider all other options before resorting to animal research. And this is a quote from Krista Rose, who is the founder of the group Last Chance for Animals, and so he's actually an animal rights activist. And he wrote that if the death of one rat cured all diseases, it wouldn't make any difference to me. So even someone who's an animal rights activist is admitting that it is okay to experiment on some animals for the greater good of humankind. And I'd also like to bring up that even though animal research benefits humans, it also benefits animals too, because without animal research, millions of dogs, cats, and birds, and farm animals would be dead from more than 200 diseases because of animal research, we were able to cure those diseases that were affecting animals as well. So now I'd like to move on to talking about more about how the AWA is enforced. I talked earlier about how they have inspections, and most of the time, if it's not a huge problem, they'll give them a warning and then they'll give them a date to when they have to have it fixed by. But there's also high priority cases, and a high priority case is considered if there is severity of animal suffering, past compliance history of facility, potential public or animal safety or health concerns, abusive or potentially violent nature of licensee or registrant, type of facility and species of animal involved, and the severity of the issue resulting in extensive public interest. So there are higher priority cases that they do take very seriously, and the facility could get their license revoked or be shut down because of this. And also, my opponent brought up the point that there is an increase in facilities who do not comply to the laws of the AWA. I have a statistic that says that on the enforcement front, in the past 2 years, APHIS has more than doubled the number of AC investigations initiated. So they are investigating more and more. And I also have a quote that says that APHIS imposed animal welfare-related penalties totaled in more than $1 million in 2008, and in 2009 it was $400,000. So it is decreasing how many penalties they are finding. And lastly, I'd like to briefly talk about why the alternative research methods would not work. And well, one counter response I have to this is that the replacements to animal research must be used by law whenever possible, and this is under the animal welfare regulations. So it's already into effect that the researchers have to use more other methods first. So it wouldn't really be a change to the current system. Thank you.